Hey, what's up? Welcome to Degen Ed. That's degenerative education, meaning none of this is financial advice. Just me having fun looking at charts like the chart behind me, which is of Upstart, ticker symbol UPST. And so here I am recording this on Thursday, September 12th during market hours, and Upstart is currently trading a little bit below $36 a share, being up so far on the day about 2%, but that is changing. And so, I wanted to go over some levels both to the upside and downside, as it does look like Upstart may be bouncing here. So, I wanted to draw some retracements to see what levels it might be finding support at or bumping into some resistance. And so here, the first thing that I might want to do when looking at the chart, just recognizing that there is a gap here to the downside. And so looking at this, we see the close on August 6th was at a price of $23.87. So I'm just going to draw a line there, make it a little thicker and color it blue, showing that there, is a gap down there that we might be retracing to, but we may not. Gaps don't always get filled, and they don't always get filled immediately. As we can see, following that gap, it did rise up about 50% from the open on August 7th. So, a lot of upside potential there that, one would have missed out on if waiting for that gap to fill. And then so just going up to the Fibonacci retracement tool, I'm going to draw a retracement from that low of 2060 that was hit on August 5th when the markets gapped down, and then going up to the recent high that was hit on August 29th at a price of 45.71. And so I just so happen to have these levels up here, and it does look like Upstart did find support at that 50% retracement at 33.16. And so I'm not going to bother with the other levels to the upside because it does look like it has found support there. But if it does break lower, if this is a fake out bounce and we do see price heading lower than the low that was hit on the 10th, which was at a price of 31.92, and really, that's going to be a key level we don't want to be seeing any closes below, because that could suggest confirmation that this rollover will continue. As of right now, we just don't have that. We do have a bottom here at 31.92, and it does look like we are respecting this 50% retracement at 33.16. But like I said, if we do go lower, the golden pocket here is from the range of 29.39 up to 30.19. So maybe we pull back to that level. And then just above that gap, we have the 786. That is at 25.97, or right around $26 a share. But since it does look like we have bounced here, we can do another retracement, this time going from the top to the bottom to identify some levels to the upside. And again, I'm just looking at the 50% retracement and going higher, just because, if it is a bounce to the 236 or the 382, that may not be that significant from, where price is currently at. And, that may not be a very convincing level to want to trim or take profits. And that is effectively what these levels are. I find for myself that, while trimming is annoying, I'd rather just be in and out completely, absolute. I find that it's much easier for me to manage emotions and to trim when there might be tops, so then I can add back those shares lower. And so some of those levels to the upside, if we are getting a bounce to them, the 50% retracement here is going to be at 38.81, and then moving up higher, the golden pocket ranges from 40.44 up to 40.88, so kind of fun numbers there. And then the 786 is going to be at a price of 42.76. If we do revisit these highs of 45.71 and we go past them, where might price be going to? The 1618 would suggest a price of 54.23. So maybe we see that, but what's going on in the markets overall, I feel like it's more likely to be going to the downside. So for me personally, if I was in Upstart, I would be looking to trim at around $39 and then incrementally do that on these levels to the upside, just lowering risk if things do roll over, but leaving some on the table for if it does break higher than 45.71, I'd want to be able to take some profits at 54.23. But that's just me. That's just how I like to roll. But you might be doing that differently. We all manage our emotions differently, so I think it's good to do what works for you as far as managing risk and making sure profits are taken. And then I just wanted to take a step back to see if there are some levels that correspond with some of the Fibonacci levels that we have seen here. And it does look like this 50% retracement right around $33 does correspond with the high that was hit on July 17th of 32.78. So it does make sense that we bounced around there, but it does look like we could be going lower with the wick highs over here from the middle of May. That would be a pullback to that golden pocket. So coming down to a price of right around $30 a share. Also, that range does, just psychologically kind of make sense. We do like numbers with zeros, whole numbers, $30 a share rather than $31.92, kind of an odd one there. So $30 might be, a pretty nice level to either buy the dip or just brace for if we do start to see a pullback. And then also corresponding with the highs here, we did have a gap down to right around that level. So it looks like the open on February 14th, happy Valentine's Day with a red candle and a gap down. That open was at a price of $29.40. So again, right around $30 a share. So, that might be significant because it was resistance here. As you can see where the cursor is, took us a while to break above that level. And then just thinking about some levels to the upside, I should note, $50 a share. I just, kind of moved up to that 1618 level there. But $50 a share was resistance around the end of 2023. We did hit a high on December 20th of 49.62. So almost getting up to 50, but not quite making it there. And so, that could be happening again here. And then just also, considering bigger picture patterns, I was wondering maybe this is like a cup and we're seeing a handle here. And so that could be suggesting some big moves, maybe getting back up to the $70 range, which was hit in August of 2023. So about a year ago before we saw this massive sell off. So, I don't think it's going to be a straight line to that, but if we are able to get a close above 45.71, maybe 50 is a nice level to trim at, maybe 54. And if we can get above that, and actually, I am going to throw up the 2618 here just out of curiosity. Maybe it does correspond with 72. And that is, pretty close, 6802. Corresponding with the highs over here. So, I find that pretty interesting. And just for fun, I'm also going to add up the 236 and the 382 so we can see if, we might be bumping into them now. And so actually, yeah, right now, the 236 corresponds with the price of 35.17. Maybe we are breaking above that and holding above it right now. But if we do start to close below 35.17, I think that we might be getting a retrace to 35.16 and maybe retesting these lows just below $32 a share and then heading down to 30. And one thing I should also note is the MACD. I've recently started looking at this with my charts. It does look like, this pullback that we have seen, the MACD is starting to perhaps turn more towards neutral, getting into the green zone, which would suggest upside moves. But this red that we're seeing here could, move towards being neutral, but then continue lower. So good to be cautious of that. You really want to see a clear flip here. You don't just want to assume that the bottom is in with this dip. We need to see momentum moving to these higher levels. And like I said, I think right around $39, that is a level I would be looking to. And if we do struggle to get to that price, I don't think that would be suggesting a lot of strength, and so that would be a level to trim at. But if we do, just zip up to that level, I think that would be looking like these other levels to the upside might be getting tested, but maybe not. Always good to be prepared for the downside here, especially with this gap right around $24 a share. But I'd say 30 might be the next bounce level if we do pull back. But, those are just my thoughts. If you found them helpful, make sure you like the video, share your thoughts in the comments down below, and make sure you subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thanks a lot for watching. Take care, you guys.